Welcome to HopexPodcast. Being a father is just more than having a child. It comes to more than just raising a child or children. It comes to so much more. It's not just a tax, it's life changing. And have been interviewing a lot of fathers around the country talking about their experiences with their children, and I thought I knew a lot about it, but I really don't know a lot about it. I actually learned a lot instead. But sooner or later on, you will hear a lot of fathers talk about their kids and their experiences and what brings them joy. This particular episode really has helped me personally as a person to understand the view of a man when it comes to raising a child. And this episode is just not for men, it's also for women, wives, people that has kids, or maybe a mother to be, anybody in general, from anywhere in the world. It really helps young people and even fathers to understand a lot of things. Stay tuned. I'm Praise Hopel. Today we have Mr. CJ. How are you doing today?
That's fine. I'm great.
Mr. DJ.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is DJ. I'm from Ethiopia. I'm a 49-year-old man. I got 3 kids, 24, 17, 15.
Wow.
The first one is a girl and 2 boys.
Great.
And I have been a nurse for about 30 years now. I have two brothers and 1 sister, and both my parents are deceased. I've been here in this country about 30 years. I'm very sociable. I'm a family person. Like to spend my time with my families, friends. I'm outgoing.
Great. Okay, Mr. DJ.
Sure.
You have 3 kids.
Yes.
2 boys, you said?
Yes.
And a girl?
Yes.
Great. I don't have any kids. I'm not married.
Take your time.
Take my time?
Take your time.
Okay. So, when you first had your first child, was it something that you planned to have? Like, was it planned for you?
No. Actually, it was not planned. It just happened. But I was glad that it happened. She changed my life for me.
Really?
Completely. Yes. Oh, yes. She made me become very, very responsible person, because I used to be the guy used to go out and, trouble, this and that and that. But after I have her, she made me think twice. So she changed my life. So it's a good thing.
Life change is good.
Yep.
So during the pregnancy of your first child, because this is the time that you've never really been a dad, it's your first child. What was the thing that you were thinking most often about your children? Like, oh, what I'm gonna do with my kids when my wife had a baby? Like, what was those things you were thinking?
First off, I was even scared because it happened. We didn't know that we doing all the protections and all that stuff, but it happened. First of all, I was scared, because on my culture, it's supposed to be married and all that. I did not do that, so I was scared how I'm going to tell my parents. That was my first fear, because, even though I was 25, I was scared, especially to my dad, how I'm going to tell him that.
Of course, it's always your dad. Everybody's scared of.
Yeah, I mean, he was okay, but, it's always is a culture, because I don't want to be the one, break up this, So that was my first fear. And then after that, of course, you have to think about, how am I going to be, especially me being outgoing, traveling, and doing all that, don't have no responsibility before. From no responsibility, now I'm about to be responsible for somebody. So that was a big change. That was a big thought. That was a, fear whether I'm going to be right, okay, or not. So, yeah, it's a lot of things to think about.
And it changed your life for good.
Yes, she did. She changed my life for good. Yes.
So was it a girl the first time or the boy?
It was a girl.
It was a girl.
It was a
Okay.
girl, yep.
All right. So when you first saw your child and you held your child, what was the feeling you had?
Oh my God. I don't know how to explain it, but it feels like I never felt like that before. You having somebody you can always say this is mine. When you married, have whatever, that's you can never say it's mine because But when you have a child, that they're yours, no matter what. They ain't going, whether you're a good father, bad kids, not good kids, they're always going to be yours, no matter what, you know. So,
It's
it
life
feels
changing.
great. Yep, life change. Yep, it was
Great.
great.
I haven't asked my dad that question. I need to interview him actually.
Mm.
I interviewed my mom.
It was good. I mean, it's a good feeling. Yeah.
Thank you. So when your kids leave your home, like your house, or they go to school, even when they were younger or now, like, do you get this feeling? Like, I mean, I don't want to say negative feeling, but people say every time that kids, like my mom, every time we go out, she always feel like she has to pray for us because a lot that's
Oh yeah, of
happening.
course, because you always think, when you're parents, you always gonna be thinking, what if, there's always what if, what if something happen, what if there, if I'm not there, I always think about, what if, just like if my child, my older one is 24, she's in medical school now. I'm even now, while she's in school, I'm even, every time I'll be like, always fears, you always have to think of, what if, this one, this, what would this happen, what if that happen? But, that's something always
it's
going to be
good.
there. It's a
Right.
good thing, yeah. It's a good thing. That's why you pray to your God, daily, just to make sure, when they leave home, that way they will come home safe.
It's a natural feeling.
It's
I
a
think.
natural feeling, yep.
Yeah, it's a natural feeling because my dad does it, my mom does it,
Yeah.
even my grandparents before
Yep.
she passed. She
Oh,
definitely.
yeah. My mom used to do the same thing for me.
Right.
Even when I was 4 years old, she used to be like, that's just being a parent, so,
So, what is your favorite memory of your children?
Oh my God, it's a lot.
It's a lot. Okay, you can pick two or one.
I mean, the time you spend together. The thing we take for granted. The time is like every time. I can't wait to get home to spend time with them. To play with them, to eat with them. Those sorts of the stuff. Those are the daily stuff, but we always take it for granted. But those stuff, because kids, they won't know even whether you are mad, whether you had a good day or a bad day at work, a bad day anywhere. When you get home, you're there, you're the dad. They make you forget about everything.
It's like
One
a
thing,
you take.
yeah, is it like you're talking about like one good thing I remember, or?
Yeah, like a good memory.
One time I took all of them, home for vacation, all, on a plane, so it's a 18 hours flight. So they'd be like, every hour I'll be like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Every hour, they could not sleep because they think they want, those something, we never forget.
And well, I'm young, so it's like I do that when I
Yeah.
get tired of something. Like, oh, is it done?
Oh yeah, this is 18-hour flight, so
I think a lot of young people don't have patience.
yeah.
Sometimes I'm just out of patience.
Yeah.
So my last question: what is the advice you would give to young fathers, especially the ones that are just impregnating girls at a very young age, or even any young father?
Try not to do it first, but if it did happen, don't leave. Be there. Stick up. Be a man. Take care of your problem. This is it happened. Then you just have to stick up there. Make a plan with whoever you make pregnant with. Because it's not fair to leave her by herself because she don't deserve it. because you two people make the baby. It's not just the mom or the dad. So it's not fair for someone to pregnant somebody and then leave them, you know. But you have to be there. First of all, we have to be an example to a kid. You know, if I don't raise my kid, what's the meaning of me making a baby? If I don't make him to become a better person, a better citizen, what's the use of making a baby? You know, when it happens, of course, especially if they're young, they get confused, they get fears. What am I gonna do? But if you plan it, they'll make you strong. Actually, you will live a better life than you used to before. You become a better person. You become a responsible person. Then just show them the right thing. Even if you struggle, at least you sown a seed to your kids. If you leave, then your kids, they're going to be in the street. They're going to be one of those bad kids. But if you're there, if you struggle, at least then help your kids have a good education and everything, then at least they will be successful. You know, and then their kids will be successful. Their grandkids, you know, be successful. That's our parents. Our parents make a price for us, you know, to be a better person than them. Like my kids, they have to be better than me. Because, you know, I'm going to make sure I do whatever it takes to make them live a better life than me. That's my responsibility. So any young kids, first off, you know, don't do it. But if you, for some reason it happened, that's God's gift anyway. Not everybody can have a child. It's a blessing to have a child. God bless you with a child, you know. So whenever God give you something, it's not going to just leave you out there hanging, you know. He will provide. All you have to do is just go out there, do your best. If you have to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, it's a man's responsibility. You know, we are, you know, bread makers. You know, we have to provide for our family. Then we have to be an example to our kids, to the wife, to the, you know, whoever your kids' mom is. So stick there. Don't go anywhere. Don't run away. Be there. Life might be harder, but it will get better. So hang in there.
Thank you so much for
You're
saying
welcome.
that. My brother thinks like you. You have so much in common with him.
Well, it has to be. I mean, you know, because we can't leave the kids away anywhere. You know, they don't deserve it. I mean, they don't ask to come in here. Would you imagine if your parents left you somewhere out there? What would happen to you? See, because they make a lot of struggle. Because they did what they did, you are here now. You know, living, you know, their dream. Their dream is to see, not for you to get, have a good education, to have make good money, and to help them. No, their main goal is to see you going somewhere, be successful, seeing you living a best life. That make them happy. Even if they don't got nothing to eat, trust me, seeing you living the best life, that make them the best life. So that's what we can do.
Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you, Mr. CJ, for
You're
doing
welcome.
all of this. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. What is love? Love is a lot of things. Love is undefined. It is even something that you might not see anymore, but it's there. Love comes to understanding, knowledge, and so much more. Something that when love does not appear anymore, you have this hope and this strength to keep on loving something or somebody, a friend or a family member. Love is just giving. Love is many things. That is why it is undefined. I am Praise Hopel, and this is your inspirational quote of the day. How you doing, Mr. Anthony?
I'm alright, Praise. How about you?
I'm great. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm a 38-year-old chef, a father of 3, born and raised in Miami, now residing in Atlanta, Georgia.
Great. So you have 3 kids. Are they
Yeah.
all boys, girls?
2 boys, 8 and 15, and 1 girl who's also 8.
Right. So when you first had your first child, was it planned?
Yeah
So you
and no,
okay.
because there was only planned to be 1, and ended up being 2 of them. But yeah, it was planned. You know, I always wanted to be a father.
Are they twins?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's luck. People don't get that.
I mean, it's a gift and a curse.
Oh, just have to
'Cause everything is double. You know what I mean? You know, the shoes, clothes. So, yeah,
cost money.
kids are expensive.
Okay. When you first had your baby, what was the feeling you had? Your first kids.
Oh man, it was. I mean, I don't know. That's something unexplainable. It was like exciting, nervous, fear, empowerment. It was. I mean, I don't know. It's so much. That's something I honestly I don't think I can explain. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was a great feeling overall. If I could just put it in one phrase, it was a great feeling.
You know, you're not the first person that told me that. It was like the feeling you just cannot explain.
Yeah, I mean, it's a certain level of elatedness to where I don't know. It's almost spiritual. You know what I mean? I don't know. I can't explain it. It was just a wonderful feeling for me.
It was
like I said,
beyond,
I always
right?
wanted to be a father. So when that day actually came, I was more excited than their mom. But then again, she was the one that labor, so I can understand that. But,
You're funny.
yeah.
All right. So when you think of your kids, what else do you think about that make you think of them?
I mean, some of everything. I mean, it don't take much because, you know, they all have their own different personalities and different situations or different things may come up, and I may think of something that they did or said, and just out the middle of nowhere, I could be just sitting here chilling, just laughing to myself. Somebody may look at like, what the hell wrong with him? But I'm thinking about something, you know what I mean, one of them done did or said either earlier that day or earlier that week or whatever it may be. But, yeah, I mean, when I first think of them, are you asking me, like, what's the first word that comes to me, or?
Yeah, like, what makes you think of your kid when you think? Like, what is that thing that when you think of when you remember it or you see it, then you remember your kids? Or you just don't have one thing, it's just...
Yeah, it's not just one thing. Yeah, it could be a multitude of things that... It could be something, I could hear something, or... You know what I mean? Or it's something like my youngest son always saying, let's go. Like, anytime something happens, let's go. So, I hear somebody say, let's go. You know what I'm saying? They don't even have to be saying it like that, and I just think of him.
Wow.
So, yeah, it could be a multitude of things.
Alright, so when you find out that the mother of your kid was pregnant, what was that feeling that you had? Like, were you scared? Were you freaking out?
No, I was happy. Yeah, I was happy. Because like I said, I mean, I always wanted it, and to be honest, at one point, I didn't think I could have any children. Because when I was younger, you know, I was trying, but I guess it just wasn't meant for me to have with that person that I was trying with. But, yeah, I didn't think I could have no children. And then I kind of like gave up on it. Just like, okay, you know, it is what it is. If it happened, it happened. If it don't, it don't. And next thing I know, one day I got 2 of them, right? You know, at the same time. So, yeah, but I was happy though. I was definitely happy when she told me that she was pregnant.
Okay, can you go in details of like you experiencing, you know, you being a father to your kids?
You mean like everyday?
Like everyday life.
I mean, it's predictable and unpredictable. You know what I mean? Because you know them. Like for instance, I know when I get off from work, I told them to clean out their room. It's a 80% chance that the room gonna be clean when I get home. You know what I mean? And within that 20%, I know, you know. I mean, yeah, it's you know, you never really know. You know what I mean? You know what to expect sometimes, and then right when you think you got it figured out or you got everything under control or whatever, then something just happens. You know what I mean? That's one thing about parenthood, man. There's no manual to it. There's no, like, you don't start off, like you go to school and you have a math class or whatever maybe. You don't have no a fatherhood class. Only thing you could take from is what you learned from your parents and whatever mistakes you make on the way, and whoever you may talk to, whatever friends, whatever, depending on your circle that you have, whatever your support circle is, and their children. That's one thing that I could say I'm blessed with too, because most of my people that I vibe with, all of them have children that's older than mine. So I could go to them for, their children have already went through different stages that mine haven't got to yet. So when mine do start to reach those certain stages, I could go, man, how did you handle this? You know what I'm saying? What did you do when that happened? And they could tell me, I did this, and this, and that worked. Or I did this, and that, and that didn't work. So, you know what I mean? I'm able to learn from their mistakes as well as my own. But, I mean, as far as, like, everyday life, you just go with it, man. You try to do the best you can, and, you try to set a decent and strong foundation for them to be able to follow and grasp onto, and, you just do the best you can and go with it.
Great. When your kids, so I get this thing from parents a lot, because my mom and my dad doesn't, and I've pretty much told everybody that I interview, like when we leave home every morning or wherever we go or where we're living at their house, they just normally pray for us. They will pray for us and say, God guide you or whatever.
Right.
Like, do you have a feeling when your kids are leaving the house, like, do you have a if something happened feeling?
Yeah, I think that's all parents. Like, you know what I mean? Because any parent's greatest fear is, harm coming to their child. You know what I'm saying? I think that's like one of the worst things that a parent can go through is to have to bury their child, because that's not really the circle of life. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be the other way around.
Right.
So, I mean, I think any parent thinks that, especially with right now, with what's going on with this, the whole... I mean, America's always been pretty much a predominantly racist country, but now it's just so much more bold and so much in your face to where it's almost like it's doing a whole rewind. You know what I'm saying? But so especially now, I think about that a lot. Even though my kids are young, but yeah, it does, and especially being that me and their mom are together, we live in different households, and the times that I don't have them, I really do think about it a lot. Like, what if something like with her being a woman, people may feel they could try her faster and certain things. Yeah, that's something that goes through my mind a lot. But I'm sorry if I ain't articulating myself well enough, but I think that's something every parent experiences at least 4 times out the week, where they're constantly thinking like, damn, I hope this don't happen. I wonder if this happened. If this happened, what would we do? Or what? So, I mean, for things like that, I do take precautionary measures, and I got one of my boys in mixed martial arts. The other one, I take him. He the older one. We go to the gun range. I train him on the proper ways to handle the gun and be able to protect himself and his little brother for when I'm not there. I talk to them a lot. I make sure they up on current events and they know what's going on right now, and that's pretty much the best you could do. Just try to prepare them mentally and physically, and pray for them the rest of the way. Everything else, I mean, it ain't too much you could do about it.
Yeah, my mom said that's tough to think about.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, it's part of being a parent, though. You know what I'm saying? And these kids out here the same way we were when we were younger. They think they're invincible. You know what I mean? This can't happen to me. You know what I mean? So you got to be able to think about that type of stuff too, and be able to, just like I say, just try to mentally talk to them and mentally prepare them for what it is that you think that's out there, or that is out there that you feel like they may face at some point in their life. So other than that, you just got to, like I said, whatever your religious denomination is, you just got to pray and do whatever it is that you do to help you keep peace of mind.
Okay, one thing I have been having a conversation with a lot of parents are young kids getting pregnant and young kids impregnating other girls.
Yeah.
So what would you say to your young father, or any father, or a father to be?
First thing I tell people, well, I mean, as far that's kind of maybe a little outside of your question, because you're talking about a father to be or a young father is already. You got to be careful with who you have your children with. Because at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Yes, the child is a blessing, but you stuck with that person. Whether you male or female, you know what I mean? You stuck with that person. Because, you know what I'm saying? That child, that person may have a different way, you know what I'm saying? A different way that they want to raise that child. You may have a different way. Y'all may clash with that. Or he or she may just not be mature enough to handle, you know what I mean? A situation to where if you and that person don't work out. And now it's malicious malicious acts end up coming to where it end up hurting the child and both parents. So you know what I mean. You got to be careful in that. That's first of all. You have to be careful with who you choose to lay down with, and second, you know what I mean. Just be patient. You know what I mean. You have to have patience with these kids. And another thing I corrected myself on. I still do to this day. Our expectations of our children. You know what I mean. They do certain things and we almost forget that they still learning. Like, for example, one day, you know, my son did something, and in my mind, I'm like, man, what you do that for? Like, that's dumb, you know. But at the same time, you gotta, like I said, you gotta understand that he is still learning. You know what I'm saying? So it may have been dumb to me because I know better. You know what I'm saying? But to him, it was an experiment. You know what I'm saying? So that's nothing. You have to set your expectations realistically, and you have to be patient. You know what I'm saying? Anything other than that, you know, just enjoy it. Enjoy the ride, the good, the bad, because there's going to be time, even when they do something that piss you off and how you be like, man, what the fuck? Later on down the line, you're going to be look back at it and you're going to laugh like, man, I remember when you did such and such, you tore the whole radio up. You know what I mean? Right. But that's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because later on in life, as time go by, that radio, I'm just using the radio or whatever as an example, but whatever it is, it's material. It's something that they learning and they growing. You just got to, you're going to get a little upset or whatever, but you got to have patience. You got to, you know what I mean, stick with it and just try to make the best decisions as you go on.
So would you say that when kids make mistake, you know, like men getting females pregnant, you telling them to just accept that it happens? Like, I mean,
if you've already done it, now, yeah, it's preventive measures that you can take, but you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, you know, it's life. Things are going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not justifying it, but that doesn't mean it won't happen. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, I tell my boys and my daughter as well, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm not going to say my daughter and my boy, because my youngest son and my daughter, they only 8. They're not at the age to, you know what I mean? Now, once they go to asking me questions, then, yeah, we're going to sit down and get everything together, but my 15-year-old, yeah, I let him know, you know, he has brothers, even though right now he's not having sex. He told me he's not having sex, but he has condoms. He knows how to use them. He knows, you know what I mean, the consequences of, you know, unprotected sex. He knows the responsibilities that come with it. So, you know, I talk to him or whatever it may be, but at the end of the day, like I said, there's only so much you can do. And you have to trust that child is going to make the best decision when that circumstance comes up. But now, once they do, it does happen, and they end up becoming a potential father or mother or whatever it may be, then, I mean, now you got to talk about what to do to go from that call. It's too late to go to talking about, oh, you shouldn't have got pregnant, you know, it's there now. You're either going to have the abortion or you're going to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And from that point, you speak forward. There's no point in speaking backward like, oh, you only 17 years old, you shouldn't have got pregnant, this and that. I'm quite sure they know that. I mean, if you was telling them that before they got pregnant, okay, you got your whole life ahead of you, you want to make, you know what I'm saying? They already know that. There's no point in beating them up about it now. They already beating their damn self up about it because they, you know what I'm saying, they got to deal with this baby now. So now my idea on that is just speak forward now. What to do from here on this point to, you know what I mean, make better decisions for this situation that you're in. So, yeah, I think that'd be my advice to that.
Thank you so much for doing this.
No problem.
Thank you. Hopex Natural, a company owned by Hopex Market, has been helping people all over the world with skincare problems such as eczema, acne, and so much more. If you'd like to try out skincare products with vegan, natural, organic, non-GMO ingredients, you can definitely visit HopexPodcast.com. They have body butters, body scrubs, and so much more that works for different types of skin and all skin type. If you're trying to get away from chemical intoxication, Hopex Natural is the go-to. So visit Hopex Natural at HopexPodcast.com. I have Chef Antonio, one of my favorite people. Okay. All right, Chef. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Just anything about yourself.
Well, my name is Antonio, and I'm this executive sous chef here at Limbrook. little bit about myself. I'm Hispanic. I come from Mexico, from the Pacific also. I've been working in this industry for 20 years. I love what I do, and I have a lot of passion for it. I'm a married man. I have 3 kids. I'm a family guy. I like going fishing, going hunting. I like soccer. So yeah, that's pretty much what my life is.
Great, Chef. Thank you. So you have 3 kids. Are they girls or boys?
2 boys and 1 girl.
Great. You're good.
Yeah.
So when you first had your first kid, are they playing?
Yeah, we did actually plan it. We it's not just, it didn't just happen. We planned it like we're gonna have a kid at this age, and it actually worked. It worked out for us.
Can you tell us your experience about being a father? Your experience.
It has his ups and downs. It's really nice to be a father. It's something that is hard to explain, because when I first became a father, I was so excited, happy. I'm still like that, excited, happy every day. That to get home and see my happy faces at home waiting for me. My first time was awesome, and it was happy. And second time, the third time was the same way.
So when you first saw your child, you were excited.
Yeah, it was. I was so excited and I cried that day. Yeah, I did. So yeah.
Okay, can you tell us the feeling you have about kids now that are having babies at a younger age?
Oh my God, that's a hard question right there. The feeling that I have about young guys, not just men. I want to be clear with both of them, having kids at a young age. It's okay, but you have to be responsible. Not just having kids and move on to another guy or to another girl. You have to be responsible and hold yourself accountable for it. So yeah, I mean.
All fathers I've asked that question told me the same thing. You have to be responsible.
Yeah, responsible always.
Can you tell me one favorite memory about your child that you remember, and to this day it makes you very happy?
My childhood, my kids.
Your kids.
Oh man, I don't know. One thing that I remember is that I don't know, the first day I guess that he was alive, I saw his face and I was like, that's me, that's my kid. Yeah, I think that's the best memory that I have.
That you ever had.
Yeah.
So when your wife was pregnant with your first child, what were the thing with your first child, what was the thing you were planning? Like, what was the thing that was coming to your head that you were saying, I'm going to do this with my child when I have him or her?
With my first one?
Yes.
I don't know. At that moment, I don't know. When I find out that she was pregnant, I was like, okay, we got to do it. We got it. We planned on it, and it's happening, and now we have to stick to it. And
so you were like, you weren't thinking of all the things that you wanted to do with your baby. Like, you don't have different plans.
Well, like I would think every parent want to be their kid's hero, and yeah, I want my son to play soccer. I want my son to play sport. I want him to be smart. And actually, that's what he's doing. He's really smart at school. But yeah, I always wanted to be. I wanted to be my right hand, guy, to be always with me. Because I wanted to be a good dad. So yeah.
Okay, Chef. One last question. Okay, so I wanted to ask you, besides you giving advice to the new generation, because I know you have to go. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now for the new generation that have kids and they're not there to take care of their kid, if you have to say something to one of them, what would it be?
Before you have kids, think about it. Before you get into a relationship with a girl or with a boy, think about it. Use protection. Simple. I'm not telling you not to have sexual relationship. I'm not saying that. You can have it, but always be responsible. Don't just have it and not protect yourself, because things happen, and just always protect yourself. And if it happen, hold yourself accountable. Be responsible and suck it up.
All right, thank you, Chef. That's all I have for you today. Thanks a lot for doing this. Do you like to try out new things like organic ingredients, natural products, something without no toxication, no chemicals, just pure natural plants, herbs, or all kind of ingredients that are natural? At Hopex Market, giveaways, money, and many things that people can use for their skincare products. We are giving out right now, and we advise a lot of people to enter. Last month we gave out to more than 20 people. Next month we will be giving out back to school materials like books, pencils, things that students will need. We do give out to international students and people out of country, all over the world. We believe love can just be in a place. It's something that has to be shared and known. From Hopex Market Company, our giveaway continues, and we encourage you to enter. You can win money, cash, so much more that you can win. So go to hopexmarket.com/giveaway to win something today. I'm Praise Hopel. Today I have KJ. KJ, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm KJ. Her friend.
That's what you like to tell us?
Yeah.
Okay, KJ, are you married?
No.
Do you have any kids?
Yep.
How many kids do you have?
2, 1 biological.
Okay, can you tell us your experience about being a dad to your kids?
I love it. It's like the best thing in the world.
Can you go in details?
I
Please.
just love everything about it. Like watching them, you know. I do everything. I'm not just a what you would say like a supporter type of dad. I'm all in, changing diapers, watching them, feeding them, all that.
Okay, so how old are your kids? I mean, your biological kid.
10 months and 2 years old.
So you've been a father for how long for both of them?
Mm-hmm.
For how long for both?
So one since birth and one since 9 months.
So almost 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
You've been a father.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so tell us the favorite things that you love about your kids.
That they love me. They bring me joy.
Okay, so I'm guessing your kids have not really been leaving the house because they're young.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they don't like go. Okay, so when your kids get to your age, what is that thing that you see you advising them on about life in general?
Get some money.
Get some money?
Get some money.
Why would you say that?
Because that's what you're going to need to survive in this world. It's all about survival, you know. I want them to have fun and enjoy it, and at the same time, on the serious note, get some money.
What do you think of education? Do you think it matters? What do you think of education? Do you think it matters?
It depends on what you want to do.
Okay, so you're not the type of dad that would think, oh, my kids have to go to school.
Oh, no way. Only if they want to pursue a dream, then they should go.
Then they should, if they choose to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, KJ. Okay, a little bit more just before we go.
Do your
So,
thing.
you became a father at, how old are you now?
I'm 24.
So, when you became a father, how old were you?
I was like 22.
22. Yeah, you're right, because pregnancy, birth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what advice would you give to younger generation between the age of 10 to 18 that are birthing kids?
That are birthing kids?
Yeah, I mean, that are having kids.
That are having kids.
Mm-hmm.
Get some money.
What do you mean? I mean, for like an advice, a fatherly advice to younger kids at that age.
That's
What
having
would you-
kids?
Yeah.
Get some money.
What you could say, get some money.
Because that's what it's all going to end up being.
But
You're going to need
sis-
some money.
Okay, so from what I understand from other people that I have actually, interact with, they did say money was one of the most important things, but then they talk about spending time,
I most definitely got to be there. Got to be there for the kids, you know. Or you ain't no father. You just somebody who's giving money to kids.
So being there for the kids, giving them money, and what else do you have to say? Like,
Love them unconditionally.
love them unconditionally.
Yeah.
All right, KJ,
Yeah.
that's all I have for you. Thank you.
Thank
Hopex Market, a company that runs in the clothing world, in makeup, and hair, and so much more, such as the brand Hopex itself, and Hopex Clothing, Hopex Blog, Hopex News, and Hopex Everything. Opex Market runs a blog, a news line, a joke line, a reading line, a poem line, and so much more. You can go to Opex Market and get discounts, free shipping on everything that you buy. Opex Market is a giving company. They donate every month. Opex Market does giveaway every month, and they give to people all around the world, wherever you are. Opex Market has different things from your skincare products, like your hair, your body butters, which are all organic, no toxications, and no chemicals. If you like to enjoy or have fun, Opex Market has something called Pexi. It's a social media platform where you can go and meet people all around the world. At HopexPodcast.com. Every order that you purchase are free shipping, which means you pay no money for any product that you buy. Everything is free shipping. And they have coupons and discounts every now and then, which works great for me and for anybody else. So, if you'd like to know more about Opex Market, go to HopexPodcast.com. The episode Being a Dad has helped me personally as a person to understand that life is more than just what people see and what we just imagine that it is. Most of the dad actually I have connection with, when a lot of them talk about love, they talk about unconditional love and how people should raise their kid to love and respect each other. They also talk about being there as a father to a child, which I've really seen a lot of fathers do, and I've seen some, not everybody of course is there as a father or as a man, but for the ones that are and for the ones that are not, it's a very good point, because a lot of the fathers talk about not just loving kids, not just being there, but also understanding them and talking to them as a parent to lead them so that they wouldn't go astray. This podcast episode on being a dad has really helped me as a woman myself to understand how men could, have a different knowledge of raising a child, or as a parent, being a father is more than just being a man. It's more than just raising a kid. It comes to so much more that this and focus more on understanding each other. I'm so glad that the theme of this episode is love, and without even mentioning it, people just debated on that and talk about that. I hope this helped out a lot of dads, a lot of men, a lot of teenagers, adults, young people, anybody in general, whatever you are or whoever you are in the world that you're listening right now. I hope it helps you to become a better parent. And the ones that are not willing to have kids, or maybe in the future, I hope this episode really helps you to understand the meaning of love and at least give you an insight on being a father or being a parent. Our new episode will come up again every 2 weeks, every other Thursday by 6 p.m. on Hopex Podcast. You can listen to us on Anchor, YouTube, or go to HopexPodcast.com/podcast. Thank you for listening. Come back again. I'm Praise Hopel from Hopex Podcast.